Refresh your page, refresh your page, refresh your page.
Hey guys, we are here. Let me just make sure I tell everyone to refresh their
Can
page.
someone message you saying that they can see you?
And let us know if you guys can see us before we actually get in. This is going to be a really intimate training. It's not going to be this whole hoorah. I mean, some of it will be, of course, but it's going to be an intimate training. This was only for those of you who have activated the inner circle. So it's only a handful of you. And we realize not everyone is here, but we do have Trey and Wendy here right now, so congratulations, guys. And those who are not here are missing out. Those of you who are here, oh my God, get ready. Today, we're going to be sharing some really cool stuff. Obviously, it's so cool that we can't do it on tomorrow night's training. We have to do a last-minute side, like on-the-side training just for you guys, because of how epic it's going to be.
Has a message?
Yeah, they're going to message right now. Just let us know. Let us know as soon as you get to this part, you know, that you can hear us. And before I do continue on.
Can you either message our
Facebook
or messages there just to make sure you guys can see us?
Yeah, let us know.
Okay, cool,
Trey.
awesome. So
Awesome, cool.
Okay,
right.
so you can see us, right? So guys, we actually were backed up, so we're extremely sorry. We actually were doing a new members coaching, right? And it's really exciting what we're going to share with you guys today, right? Like it's really secretive, it's really exclusive, right? So congratulations for being on here, right? What's going to happen by the end of this webinar training is that you're going to be so clear, right? Simple it is to actually hit your income goal, right? Not only that, but you're also going to realize by the end of this training that you are going to be a pioneer, right? And you're going to be the next leader, right? If you decide to actually run with us and actually take the challenge on, grow, and you actually want to start seeing the results that you want, we're going to show you, we're going to lay all of that out, right? But before we do, there's a couple of things that we need to cover, right, in order to actually share with you and really deliver what we're going to be delivering with you home, right? Does that make sense? So everybody who's on here, congratulations. There's going to be people who are going to be popping in, right, here and there, right? So, we'll just start, right? Because you guys are on here, we're kind of running late here. So here's what's going to happen, right? In order for us to actually share with you, there's a couple of things that we need to cover, right? And what we need to cover is our story for a little bit, right? Because when we share our story, it's going to make you realize, right, the journey that you have ahead of yourself. But what's cool about it is that you're going to have people guiding you there, right? Which happens to be us, right? And how we're going to serve how we're going to be able to serve ourselves to you guys, it's going to be in a way where it's going to allow you to avoid the mistakes that we did and get you into production, right? Because what we want to develop is leaders and people who are going to start producing in their business in a way that helps them reach their income goal. So if that's you, right, and you want to become a producer, right, then just get excited, because that's what we're going to share with you real soon, right? So here's what we're gonna start off. Actually, me and my wife, we're in we used to run a martial arts school back in the day, right? Like 11 months ago. I mean, it's almost gonna be a year this August, actually, the 12th. Oh my goodness! Wow, we've been online for a year now, right? Which is super exciting.
But really, September 12th was like the time when we decided to resign from it.
Yeah, you're right. So we have almost a year, right? But we've been actually online now for almost a year, which I'm super pumped up. I'm really excited, right? There's actually people coming in now, exciting, right? And here's where I'm going. Being in the martial arts, right? Where I actually met my wife, right? After classes, and I got the opportunity to become an instructor, right? And from becoming a student, right? From being a student to an instructor, here's what happened. The language was different. I got to see what was happening behind the scenes. I got to see what it actually took to build an environment of kids who wanted to learn, to build an environment that was positive and conducive to learning, right? And I was no longer being, hey, what's up, man? I was no longer getting treated like we were no longer getting treated like, because I was an instructor, right? And the terminology was completely different, right? And some of you guys are on here, right? And that's what's happening. Like my wife said in the beginning, this is not going to be like our regular team training, right? We're going to be talking to you guys in a different way because you guys have activated the inner circle, because you guys have decided to increase your commitment, right? there's just certain things, right, that, I'm sorry, when you do that, I get mistracked, right? What's going to happen is that we're going to be talking to it in a different way because you've made that commitment, and because we can talk to you that way so you can understand what's going to be needed to become a producer. Well, anyways, right, from becoming an instructor, right, a student to instructor was different mindset, different terminology, and I went from being here to actually being a little higher, right? And then after teaching classes for a while and after increasing my commitment, what actually happened is I actually got invited to become part of the inner circle, right? And the inner circle, right, inside the martial arts is actually really funny. You know, how I got it was actually I proposed to I gave like this proposition to my father-in-law, and I was like, you know what, I want to do this full time. I want to grow the school, and I just want to take more part. I want to learn more. I want to know what it is to actually run a business rather than just run a class, right? And some of you guys are there right now. Some of you guys are, okay, I'm learning, but now I really want to know what it's really going to take. What are the components to become a producer, to become a leader in Power Quantum, right? And to begin to really start seeing the results that I want in my life, right? Well, when I proposed to my father-in-law, right, I became inducted into the inner circle, and once again, it was a different terminology, right? It was a different language, and now we weren't so much concerned about teaching how to do an awesome class. Now what we were talking about was more business, right? And here and there we would talk about teaching good classes. We were talking about the active count. We were talking about the different components that it took to stabilize a business, and then the different components that were needed to take the martial arts business to a higher growth, to the next level, right? And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because that's where you are now, right? You have been inducted, right, into a different level of thinking. You've been inducted into a different level of mind. You've been inducted into a different level, which is going to allow you to start producing in a way that you've never thought before, right? It's also going to be at a level where if you're just not willing to take the challenges that come forth, right, and you're going to make excuses, here's what's going to happen. You're not going to last very long on this level, because on this level, things get a little bit more challenging. On this level, it's really going to test you if you actually have what it takes to succeed, right? Because here's one thing that I learned, right, that people who are financially broke, right, rather do easy things in life, and then rather do easy things to live a hard life. And people who actually want to go to the next level would rather do hard things to live an easy life, right? It's kind of weird when you think about it. You know, some of you guys are like, hold on, what did you just say? Financially broke people, poor people rather do easy things to live a hard life, and then people who are actually wealthy, they rather do hard things to live an easy life. What I mean by that, guys, is that in the beginning, right, in the beginning stages, you have to get uncomfortable, right, in order to live a comfortable life later. And what happens is that a lot of people do the opposite. They rather live a comfortable life now, which is really not comfortable. It's really living beyond the means, right? And then they're going to be living an uncomfortable life for the rest of their life, right? And what I want to share with you right now is that the tomorrow that you don't want to come will eventually come if you don't do something right now. And as a matter of fact, a year from now, some of you guys are probably not going to be with us, and some of you guys are, and then there's going to be those who are listening to this training, and they're going to be at a whole nother level. And the reason why is because they're going to stay consistent with the actions that we're going to share with you.
Yes.
Because like my wife says,
if people are not the problem, it's the actions it's the people that don't keep doing the actions. Let me try it again. It's not the actions that are the problem, it's the people that don't keep doing them. That's the problem there. So you have to stay consistent with actions in order for you to see any type of results. So today we're going to reiterate what are those actions. And the reason why we're going to reiterate them is because what we want to do is help give you the confidence in knowing that you will succeed. But we can't do that if you're not taking the action. So we want to reiterate that. And once we do, we're also going to talk about some exciting things that are happening, and we're going to talk about what we're going to commit to doing for you guys. And in order for that, I mean, so stick to the whole thing. That way we can be able to do all those things. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, absolutely, right? So now that you guys are getting, some of you guys are getting excited. Some of you guys are like, oh my goodness, I'm leaving this training now, right? What is he talking about? I'm not going to be here next year. Doesn't he think I'm serious? No, I'm not saying that, right? I'm just saying that some of you guys don't have what it takes, right? I'm just going to be honest with you, right? because after being in business, right, when I was the age of 19, right, here's what happened. I realized that sometimes the people I started stuff with, I wanted it more than they did.
Right.
And what happened is that those people eventually they flaked out, right? Which means that they just kind of dropped out because there was a challenge that was just very, very big, and they just were like, whoa, I can never overcome that challenge, right? But the problem was that the challenge wasn't really the problem. It wasn't really that the challenge was humongous. It's just that they refused to grow. They refused to change. And what I'm going to do in the next couple of minutes is I'm going to lay out, I'm going to share with you how to get comfortably uncomfortable and the benefits of doing that. I'm actually going to map that out for you guys. I'm going to draw that out for you. And some of you guys are going to start taking massive action, and some of you guys are going to start getting uncomfortable now, and some of you guys are going to start taking action in spite of fear, in spite of what other people are going to say, in spite of your past. You guys will do this, right? So just stay tuned, because that's what I'm going to cover in the next couple of minutes, right? But before I do, I really just wanted to talk about, you know, early in the game, right? Here's what happened. Early in the game, I actually, you know, when I was actually married to my wife or whatever, right? I was actually, I wanted to start a coaching business, right? Now, I was like 19 years old. I had just recently gotten exposed to business. I had gotten exposed to a different type of thinking. I was around different people because, like I said, now it's part of the inner circle, right? And inside that inner circle, people thought differently. People didn't talk about their problems, right? People shared ideas, right? And people just, it was just completely different, right? And here's how you know it's different, because you know it's different when people are just talking about their problems, right? And then you have people talking about ideas and just other things, right? Well, anyways, in the process of doing that, right, here's what happened. I decided to open up this coaching business with one of my friends, right? And what we would do is that we would go around and we would put signs up everywhere, right? We would do it late at night, and it was something really ridiculous. It was like, do you want to get rich? If so, call this number. Right? It was like the stupidest thing ever, right?
It was really funny.
It was actually really funny. The real funny part is that I actually needed the coaching, right? I was actually the one that needed the coaching. But I decided to still do it, right? And the reason why I did it was because I was so compelled to making something work. I was so strong about making something work, right? And some of you guys have that desire. Some of you guys are watching this and saying, I have the desire. I want to make this work. I want to get to that next level. I want to start seeing the results that I deserve. And that's what I'm going to share with you, right? But just listen to me for a second, right? And as I started putting these signs, I actually started dragging her along, and she was driving me around putting these signs up, right? Mm-hmm. Weirdest thing, I actually had some prospects. I had like a couple of Indian guys leave me voicemails asking like, hey, buddy, you know, I want to know what this is. You know, is this true? But the reason, right, I'm telling you that story is because of this, right? Because some of you guys have been doing that. Some of you guys are on here, and you guys have been doing exactly what you need to do. The problem is that because of the lack of knowledge, because of the lack of connections, because of the lack of information in your life, right, you have not been able to develop the skill set to really go there. So because of that, you've just been feeling frustrated, upset, angry, in tears. Trust me, I know how it feels, right? And because of that, you guys are on here. And I want to let you know, because you're on here and you're part of the inner circle, because you've activated your inner circle, woo! What that means, yeah, absolutely, it's awesome, right? What that means is that you've shown a commitment in yourself that you're going to grow, and you're going to do whatever it takes to go to the next level, right? You're going to do whatever it takes to go to the next level. And for that, I want to say congratulations, right? Congratulations, because that's the first thing in being able to become a producer, right? Making the decision to become the best you. And this is very overrated, right? A lot of people say you got to be, you know, you got to listen, you have to listen to audio, read books, and all of that stuff, right? You hear it all the time, right? The problem is that some of you guys think that you just know this, right? Mm-hmm. You know this, but you're not really taking action on this. You're not really reading the books. You're not really listening to audio. And because of that, you're having a hard time managing that decision which you decided to do in the beginning.
Absolutely.
What was that? That was to hit your income goal, right? Which, by the way, stay tuned to the whole webinar training, because we're going to share with you the different brackets. And every time you hit a bracket,
I can't wait to get
yeah,
this.
That's going to be really good. You're going to explain that. Every time you hit a bracket, what is going to be entailed in that bracket. What are the things that you're going to be getting by hitting that bracket, right? You see, guys, the reason why we're hosting this training is because what's about to happen is that you guys are actually are part of being the pioneers of something that's going to be huge, okay? It's going to be really big, and here's why it's going to be really big, right? You know, we actually started late, 15 minutes late, right? And this is actually what happened when we used to run the martial arts, right? You know, when we used to teach martial arts in this little tiny place, right? It was like what, like
1,500 square feet.
Like, it was like 1,500 square feet, right? And there was nights where we used to pack that place up. Man, kickboxing was off the chain. I mean, we used to have 30 people in there, and inside that little place, it looked like there was 3,000 people in there, right? I mean, we would just have that place rocking. I mean, it was so jam-packed that people were rubbing each other's elbows, right? People were rubbing each other's elbows. Heck, there was not even enough space sometimes for us to actually teach a class, right? I mean, we would have to do some magic, right, to really teach those classes. Now, in the process of doing that, here's what happened. At the time, my wife was the one that had all of the experience. She was the one that had all of the experience. And that was an upcoming leader, right? I was an upcoming leader. And what that meant was that I was trying to learn everything as fast as possible to really take my place as a leader, right? And what ended up happening is that she became extremely busy, meaning her time went from having a lot of time, right, to her time becoming scarce, to becoming scarce, to becoming scarce, right? And what that means is that now what needed to happen in order to go to the next level, the upcoming leader had to step up, right, which was me, so I can free up her time, or I can actually put myself in a position where I cover some of the responsibilities that she was doing, so then I can actually have an opportunity to actually talk to her and to continue for her to continue to keep teaching me, right? And that's what's happening right now, guys, right? What's happening right now is that we're going through a major growth. That's the reason why we're late. We're doing back-to-back members, new members coaches, and people are just popping in left and right. As a matter of fact, last week alone, we had 15 brand new members join in an hour. Right? It's getting pretty crazy like that, right? But here's why it's exciting. It's not exciting just for us, right? It's exciting for you, because this is what needs to happen, right? Because that's happening, our time is becoming scarce. And because our time is becoming scarce, we need to start putting it in areas where we know it's either going to free up more time, right, or it's going to help us grow. And in helping us grow, it's going to help you guys grow, because then we can give you more and we can take you to the next level.
Absolutely.
Now, here's where things come into play, right? Here's where you come into play. You need to step up now that you're part of this team, right? Now that you're part of the inner circle, you need to step up, right? And what that means is that you need to step up, right? Because when that was happening to my wife, she was the sensei, her time was becoming scarce, I needed to step up.
Right.
I knew that if I wanted to reach her and I wanted to continue to be being taught and continue to be right by her side, I needed to step up. I needed to say, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I was like a yellow belt, and I was teaching classes to people who were older belts than me. How do you think that made me feel? Uncomfortable. And here's where I'm going with this. In the next couple of minutes, I'm going to map out, I'm going to teach you why getting uncomfortable happens to be, it's going to be your greatest fortune. All right? I'm going to map that out for you. I promise you. Never forget, right? But that's what's happening to us right now. Our time is becoming scarce. And it's not that like we don't want to talk to you or anything like that, because we're still going to do that. I mean, we're still going to have team trainings every Wednesday.
Absolutely.
But notice how this type of training is more intimate.
You know what's really cool, man? David Wood says it all the time. How many of you finished the Fast Start trainings or have listened to all three of the Inner Circle things, right? I forgot. It's like the welcome. You know, it has these 3 videos, right? And then there's a workbook. If you completed that, put that in the comments, right? But David Wood was saying, how isn't it funny how as you go up in leadership, your time becomes so scarce, and when it becomes so scarce, you know that you're actually beginning to win in business. And he said that, you know, he remembers when there would be people on his team who would fight to get his attention, and it was just so hard for him to give the attention because there were so many people. that it became to the point that the person who was producing in his organization was the one that he would contact to help quantify the growth. And so he said, you know, sometimes you just have to become the best producer in the organization to get the attention of the leader. And so one time, he's looking through his organization, he's looking through his business, and he sees this guy pop up, and he's like, oh my God, this guy's making like 5 figures. Who is he? He's in my organization. Let me call this guy. And he calls him, and he's like, hey, I just want to congratulations. It's Dave Wood. He's like, Dave Wood? Dave, I've been trying to contact you for so long. He's like, oh, well, you know, I see that you're producing. That's awesome. He's like, yeah, I knew that was the only way I was going to get your attention. And so, you know, what Paolo and I did was we put our heads together using that same concept and saying, you know, we want to work with the breadwinners here. We want to work with people who are going to work. We want to work with action takers. We want to work with people who, when we say, hey, do X, Y, and Z, they do it and they get a result because we know it's produced a result in our lives. And those are the people that we want to work with and quantify. Why? Because then we know that our time is landing on good soil. We're planting in good ground. If we talk to people who aren't taking action, that's not really smart with our time. It becomes time wasting. And so we said this, and we said, no, we need to develop leaders, because what's going to happen is as their organization begins to grow, as our organization begins to grow, we need people, a front line of leaders who can help Power Quantum sustain the success and growth that is happening. Because
how many phone calls did you get today?
I got like over 50.
And that's what
I got like 100
yeah,
with yesterday and today.
Things are starting to become a lot more challenging to maintain. It's crazy.
And the reason why we're sharing this with you is because you guys, right? You guys are at the inner circle level. And we want to share it with you is because we know that from the moment we talked, you immediately took action. So you guys are actually one of the people that we want to work with, right? The real team is the all-in team, is the Power Quantum Council. We meet with them separately, and we go over things that no one in Power Quantum knows of, right? So why do we want to actually create this front line? Well, because Power Quantum is you. You are Power Quantum, not us. We aren't Power Quantum. We're the power couple. Power Quantum is you, right? And what does that mean? Well, it's an organization of a vision meant to liberate people from the grip of money. Therefore, it's a big enough vision for your vision to fit in. It's a big enough vision for your vision to fit in. And as it continues to grow, we need a front line of leaders who can continue to help people continue to grow. Do you see how this works? Guys, what does this mean? Well, we have you here, and we're going to share with you this crazy, outstanding, awesome plan that we want to put together for you guys so that way you can make sure that you're constantly winning. The reason why we created this is because we want to help you succeed fast and effective. However, we can't correct action that is not taken. Trey put in there that he watched the videos in the inner circle in the Fast Start checklist. So Trey, I want to give you a high five, a cyber five, right? That's awesome, man. Pat yourself on the back, okay?
Trey, you're an upcoming leader, dude.
Absolutely.
And by the end of this webinar training, you're going to step up to that leader.
And I know it. I know it. And Wendy, I want to say thank you for getting on here. We haven't really talked in the last few weeks, but we want to say thank you for getting on here because we still believe in you. We still believe that you can accomplish the things that you've envisioned in your life. You can do it. You have to believe that you can do it, and you have to fight for it. Jamal, we want to congratulate you for getting on here as well, man. And we want to say thank you because you are an awesome guy, dude, and we believe in you too. Now, what I'm about to say may offend you, all of you on here, or it may not. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you anyway because there's one thing that I promised you when you first got on, high five, right? When you first got on our strategy session, our coaching call, one of the first things that I said to you was, we're never going to tell you what you want to hear. We're going to tell you what you need to hear. Do you remember me saying that? If you remember me saying that, go ahead and put it in, okay? Now, the reason why we say this is because we're going to be open and transparent. I just said that we cannot coach action that is not taken. I don't know what to help you in. I don't know what to correct you in. We don't know what to help you shift, what to help you change if you're not taking any action. That's like somebody saying, well, what do I need to do? Or how do I swing a baseball to hit a home run? I don't even know how you hit. Let me see you hit. Once I see you hit, then I can say, well, why don't you twist your hip more? Why don't you step your leg out? Why don't you swing from back here before you put it out? But I can't tell you what you need to work on unless I actually see you do it. So why am I saying that? Well, because there was a step-by-step process that we told you to start taking action on the moment you left that strategy session. You either received it through email or we did it with you live. And one of those actions was to blog for 90 days completely straight. And all of you looked at us in the eyes and you said, yes, I commit to blogging for the next 90 days completely straight. And I want to be honest with you. I've only seen Trey do it. Congratulations, Trey. I've only seen Tony Pinero do it. Congratulations, Tony.
Nico.
I've only seen Nico do it. Congratulations, Nico. Is there anyone else? Consistently? Not the people who just, come in.
Sporadically?
No.
Those are definitely the 3 people that I see them blogging every single day.
Right. And so Jamal, Wendy, who else am I missing here? Sean, who else am I missing here? I'm trying to remember everyone.
There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of you guys. There's a lot of you guys, right? I'm only mentioning people from the inner circle. I'm not even mentioning anyone outside the inner circle right now. Okay? And you said yes, but for some reason, I have not seen that one blog. Not one blog. And we told you that if you take the same footsteps that we took, you are bound to see the success that we've seen. And you said yes, you are willing to take those footsteps, but you haven't. And so you are where you are because of you. You are your best thinking. In order for the things around you to change, you must first change. Because your philosophy reflects your attitude reflects your actions reflect your results, and your results reflect your manifested lifestyle. And that needs to change. If you don't see the desired manifested lifestyle, the first thing that needs to change is your philosophy. This is for everything in life, not just business, everything. You want a relationship to work? Starts with this. You want a business to work? Starts with this. You want a relationship with God to work? Starts with this. It's that simple. I was actually reading a scripture in Matthew. And in the book, yeah, thank you. And in the book of Matthew, it says that if the mind and heart are not right, if the inside world is not right, your mind and heart, then you cannot see God in the outside world. So you wonder why some people don't believe in God, or you wonder why people have a very difficult time. Yeah, they don't see the good things, whether it's God or not. They don't see the good things in life, right? They constantly complain about the bad things of life. It's because their mind and hearts are not right. It always starts back with the philosophy. I had a conversation with somebody this past weekend, and he said, I hate when people come in on a Monday morning at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, extremely happy. Hey, how are you? He said it irks the crap out of him. I said, why? He's like, how could you be happy on Monday morning at that time? I said, time determines your happiness? And he said, yeah, I mean, Friday at 4:30, I can understand. And I said, time doesn't determine your happiness. You determine your happiness. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You're choosing to be unhappy because of time? That makes no sense. And then he said, well, I'm at work. So stop working. Oh, but I can't. Why? Because I have to pay the bills. That's not true. To pay the bills, you need an income to pay the bills. You need and so if work is the reason why you're unhappy, you're makes no sense to me. I just don't get it. I don't get why somebody would choose unhappiness. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. It is possible to work and be happy. It's a choice. Work doesn't determine my happiness. A job does not determine my happiness. He doesn't even determine my happiness. And when we have kids, my kids don't determine my happiness. Happiness. You determine your happiness. Who determines your success? You determine what actions are you taking? But from a few of you. And so we said, something needs to change here. Why? Because we actually care about you. That's what Power Quantum was created for. Every person one strategy session is for the sole purpose to get a game plan to help you get the lifestyle that you want. We grow every strategy session. We grow to love you. Trey, we love you. You deserve the lifestyle of your dreams for you and Kyrie. Wendy, we love you. You deserve the lifestyle of your dreams for you and all your kids. All of them. You deserve it. Jamal, you deserve the lifestyle of your dreams. Not only for yourself, but for your mom. Tony, you deserve it. Not only for yourself, but for your mom as well. You deserve it because you came from a dark place and you are now going to be the light to the world. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve every bit of it. Nico, you deserve it, not only for yourself, but to be able to give back to the world, to kids, to your family, to have the freedom. You deserve it, guys. You deserve it. So we care about you. And when we saw that not everyone is taking the action towards their success, we said we want to make sure that we do everything in our part to ensuring that you succeed. Because the last thing that we want to hear is it didn't work. They didn't work. The power couple did not work. For one, that ain't true because you need to work, not us. Two, your success is not in our hands. It's in yours. And three, we're not walking away from you. You are. Does that make sense? Guys, Power Quantum is growing so rapidly. And the people who hang on are the ones that are going to see the success. They're the ones that are going to see it. I believe it. Trey, I know you're going to see the success. Dude, you're commenting every 5 seconds here. I love it.
That's
you're
awesome.
blogging, you're excited, you're on the calls, you're involved in everything, dude. I know you're going to succeed. I know you're going to succeed faster than you think, and we're going to help you, bro. We are going to help you. We're going to help all of you. But you got to be willing to take our hand, and you got to be willing to take the action. Listen, do it.
Just listen and do, man.
Because what we created today for you, what you're about to hear, is going to excite you beyond your wildest dreams. And when it excites you, you will want to win, but you got to take the freaking action.
Gotta do it.
Got to do it. Start blogging 90 days straight. Listen to audio for 30 minutes. Read a book for 30 minutes, for 30 days completely straight. You miss one, you start back at one. Do it. Be on every training. Be on every Wednesday night training at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get to every single event. We have one coming up in Orlando. And if you're not there, don't expect to succeed. Why? Because you're only going at this with 90%. Some of you not even 90. You need to go at 100%. And the only way you can say it didn't work is if you did absolutely everything we're telling you to do. Absolutely everything, the exact way that we're telling you to do. And if it doesn't work, then you can say, well, we taught you didn't work. But we know what works for us. And so we're telling you, do exactly what we're saying, and you will see a result. But you have no right to say that it didn't work if you're not on every Wednesday night call, if you're not on these random meetings, if you're not in the Empower Hour call, if you're not following the 8 core commitments, you're not blogging every day, you're not reading and listening to audio, you're not plugging in and getting all in, and you're not going to the events. It's just not going to happen. Every time we go to an event, our income increases. I better see all of you at Orlando. And in fact, the tickets are on sale right now. Right now. Look, in order for you to ensure that you're going, there's only one way to ensure that you're going. It's by getting the ticket. Oh, but I have to plan how I'm going to get there. Who cares? Who cares? I have to plan where am I going to stay. Who cares? You know why? You know why? We're dating, right? We're married, right? So if we were dating, and I say, babe, when are we getting married?
I don't know, sometime.
Sometime when? When are we going to get married?
On a really nice day.
On a really nice day?
Yeah, the perfect day.
But what day? Is the wedding really going to happen by him telling me soon, sometime on some random day, on a really nice day? No. You know what happened when he proposed? I literally said, I'm going to get married on this day. Specifically, thanks.
Drink all the water.
I know. On this day, specifically, right? We chose April 13th, 2012. He proposed December 18th, 2011. So literally like 6 months later. 6 months, right? And the reason why we chose that day was for one reason. We love the scripture. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so we said if we can plant the base of our relationship on that scripture, that no matter what obstacles, no matter what challenges we go through, we can remember Philippians 4:13, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So we chose that date, and it fell on a Friday. And everyone kept saying, oh, that's bad luck, Friday the 13th. We don't believe in that crap, right? A lot of people said 6 months. How are you going to plan for everything? I didn't care. What I planned for was getting the date. Because as soon as we booked the date, everything fell into place. Then we started talking about our dress. Then we started talking about the wedding party. Then we started talking about the tux. Then we started talking about the venue. Then we started talking about the agenda, every single thing, the invites, everything. Everything fell into place. So it's not until you get the tickets that you say that you're actually going, because then you're actually going to go, and then everything's going to fall into place. Where you're going to stay, you know, how you're going to get there, all that other good stuff. Trey's getting the tickets Friday, man. I want to let you know the price might be up, okay? The price might be up. But if I were you, I would fight to get it before the price goes up. Get the tickets and be there because we want to meet you personally. We want to meet you personally, and we want to make sure that you get the information that you need. Because, again, if you're not doing exactly what we're saying, just don't expect the success to come. So what is it that we have to share with you tonight? What's this great old idea? What's this great old plan? We're going to get to that in just a minute, but before we do, my husband has to say something. So.
Absolutely, guys. You know, that was really awesome. Thank you for covering that, babe, right? Like I mentioned to you, what I'm going to share with you right now is exactly, right, what you need to do so you can start succeeding in your business, right? This is actually something I've learned. And some of you guys are going to say, wow, some of you guys are going to have a shift, and you guys are not going to start seeing, you're not going to start seeing taking action and challenges the same way, okay? So let me just screen share real quick. And hold on, that's the wrong thing. Let me screen share for a second. I'm going to make sure that I can draw, I can doodle real quick. All right, cool. So let me just press this button right here. No. Okay, cool. So I guess if you can see this, right, someone messaged me on Facebook or something, right? I'm just gonna start. Hopefully you can see this, right? Can you guys see this? Can you can Trey? Can you message me on Facebook telling me that you can see this? I'm just gonna pretend that you guys can see me. Hopefully you do see me, and then I'll just wait for the message on Facebook. Anybody? Just message me. All right, cool. I'm just gonna. All right, cool. All right, awesome. So here's what we're gonna do, guys, real quick, right? What I want to share with you is how to act in the spite of fear. Okay. You see, there's some of the reasons why you guys haven't been taking action. Some of the reasons why you haven't really been giving it your all is simply because you're afraid. You're either afraid to succeed, you're afraid of the unknown, you're afraid of change. Okay. And what I want to share with you is that you're not alone. Okay. We all have this emotion called fear. But here's the difference, right? The difference is that wealthy, conscious people, they act in spite of fear. They take action in spite of fear. Cool, thank you, Trey. They are willing to take risk in spite of fear. And people who are broke and people who are not getting the results that they truly want is simply because fear strikes, and instead of them acting in spite of it, they retreat and they go back. Okay? And what I want to share with you is that we are all human beings. We all feel this. The difference is that how you go about it, right? And what I want to share with you is how to expand your comfort zone to create more money in your life. Okay, this is really important. So if you're taking notes, make sure you draw this out. Really phenomenal stuff. All right, I'm going to draw a circle here, and this circle is going to represent your comfort zone. And inside your comfort zone, that whatever money you're making right now, or whatever the case is, just fill it in there. Okay? Not sure if it's $1,000 a month, maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe you're not making any money right now, right? But here's what I want to share with you. In the next couple of minutes, what I'm going to paint out for you is going to be a painting that if you actually pay attention and you look at the details, the finer details inside of this painting, you're going to have a shift in your mind. And because of that shift in your mind, you're going to develop a different perspective. And you're going to start seeing things from this different perspective, like a contact lens, right? Some of you guys wear contact lenses. I know I wear contact lenses. But every time that I put my contacts on, I see the world differently. And I get to see it from a perspective of clarity, of just things that I couldn't see, I can see it so clear, okay? And this is the comfort zone. Inside of the comfort zone is where it feels warm, fuzzy, and secure, right? But what I'll let you know is that in the comfort zone, this little comfort zone you have, is how much money you're making. And if you want to increase the income in your business, the income in your life, the abundance flowing in your life, what you need to do is get uncomfortable. And how you increase your comfort zone is by getting uncomfortable, by acting in spite of fear. This is what wealthy, conscious people do. They expand their comfort zone. But they know in order for them to expand their comfort zone, they have to go out there and do things that make them feel uncomfortable. And here's where I want to let you know. Some of you guys are at this level right now, and you guys have expanded your comfort zone. Congratulations, right? And guess what? You're making more money. You're making more money, right? But you shouldn't stop there. You shouldn't stop there. Don't get comfortable. Learn how to get uncomfortably comfortable. Right? Learn how to get uncomfortably comfortable, right? Which means that you are comfortable with always feeling uncomfortable. Because if you're not uncomfortable in your situation, it only means that you're not growing, right? And if you're uncomfortable in your situation, right, and things aren't getting better, it means that you're not doing squat, right? You're not doing anything, right? Because if you are getting uncomfortable and taking action, your income should be getting bigger, right? So yeah, okay, you hit this income goal, right? But guess what? You don't want to stop there because you're wealthy. You want to think like the rich people do because you are rich.
You don't need evidence to tell you that you're rich. It starts right now. It starts with making a decision, right? Like getting on here, making a decision to get to the event in Orlando, making a decision to get all in, right? Making a decision to be part of Power Quantum Council, right? And guess what? There's another person who decides to build their comfort zone even bigger. And because they do, they get paid more money. And there's going to be somebody out there who's not going to be satisfied with that because they want to do bigger and better things in life. And they stretch their comfort zone. And then you have people who do it on a bigger scale, guys. So here's what I want to let you know. When you feel uncomfortable and when you feel fear, that's a sign to push forward. That's a sign that's letting you know that you're on your way to increasing your income because you're stretching your comfort zone. You see, by doing this, it's always going to be uncomfortable in the beginning, but you will live your life comfortable for the rest of your life. If you just start getting to work and if you start taking action, I can promise you that success is inevitable. If you stay consistent with those actions, even if you don't feel good, even if you're not in the mood, even if you haven't gotten any results, even if nobody shows up, you still do it because it's uncomfortable. If you find yourself feeling uncomfortable, that's a symptom to keep going forward because you will get paid. Because every action that you take towards your success will eventually pay you in the future. Let me repeat that again. Every action that you take towards your success will eventually pay you in your future. Okay? And that's what I want to paint for you guys. Some of you guys are so close to your breakthrough. Some of you guys are having your breakthrough right now. Because to have your breakthrough, it just means to just do it, guys. To just do it. To just make the decision, right? So I'm just gonna exit out of this now, right? And it's gonna be cool, man. So you see, I painted a picture, and some of you guys are probably understanding now. Some of you guys are saying, "Holy crap!" You know, every time I get uncomfortable, you are right. I do get a little. I do kind of draw back. I do kind of retreat. I do kind of get a little bit afraid, right? And some of you guys are excited because some of you guys have been taking action in spite of fear. And then there's some of you guys who are just stuck. And guess what, guys? If you want to increase your income, you have to get uncomfortable. Stretch your comfort zone. And if you do so, I promise you that you're going to hit your income goal, right? So my wife disappeared on me. But, you know, I do want to cover something that, because this training has been planned.
I'm right here.
Right. Cool, man. Cool.
Cool. So Wendy said we need to talk as soon as possible.
Okay.
Great. Wendy, just message me on Facebook, and then we can set something up. All right? We can set something up. Cool. So so you went over the threshold, right?
Yeah. I actually went over the comfort zone.
Oh, comfort zone.
Right. Now, here's what we're gonna do now. Here's where it gets really exciting. Okay. We're going to be sharing with you in the next couple of minutes the brackets, right? And what's going to happen here, it's going to allow you, it's going to give you an opportunity to step up as a leader, right? Because what I just covered goes to show that in order for you to actually even think about making enough money to do this full time, enough money to have financial freedom, enough money to start traveling, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable. It's the only way it's going to happen. To take action in spite of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're willing to do this, and if you're willing to take this challenge, I can promise you one thing, that the same thing that happened to me is going to happen to you. And what happened to me? Well, when I got the opportunity to step up as a leader, I began to start developing all these different hidden talents that I had. And I would have never realized how talented of an individual I am. I would have never taken action. I would have never realized the hidden treasures inside of me if I would have never decided to get uncomfortable and just do it. You see, I was a yellow belt teaching classes with other people who knew more than me. You see, I was teaching kickboxing classes without even having a format. You know, I was teaching kickboxing class
And I remember one time, these two ladies came in class, and all of a sudden, they started making fun of me, right? Kind of like when you're a kid, you have that one person who just starts making fun of you, maybe because the way you look, or maybe because you wear something that just doesn't look right, or maybe because you have a deformity, or whatever the case is, right? Kind of like that. They were poking at me because I wasn't a good instructor. And you know what I did? It was the most uncomfortable situation I've ever been, because now I'm an adult and I'm teaching a class, and all I want in return is respect. And these two ladies are making fun of the way I teach. They're making fun of the class. And guess what? I had two options. I could have ran away. I could have ran away. I could have retreated, or I could have taken action and say, you know what? No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this because I will become the best instructor. Because I will become an instructor that everybody likes, and that all of my classes are one day gonna be awesome. I'm gonna do it. And in the process of doing this, the jokes got stronger and stronger, and it became more and more obvious that they didn't like my teaching, that they just wanted to hurt me. And guess what, guys? At the end of that class, I went into the bathroom, I got on my knees, and I started praying to God in tears, because I couldn't understand how people could be so mean. I couldn't understand why I wasn't succeeding as an instructor the way I wanted to see myself succeed. I couldn't understand why it was taking so long. But then I realized something powerful, and I realized that I was succeeding. I realized that I succeeded the moment that I took action and I just decided to stick it through. I realized that I was becoming a stronger person. I realized that I was becoming a stronger leader. I realized that I was doing something that was changing my life because I decided to take action in spite of fear. That's what I did, guys. That's what I did, right? And guess what? That's what I did. And several months later, I ended up teaching a class that was a full jam-packed class. I got a round of applause. People came up to me and they said this, wow, you're like a natural. You're amazing. You're a great teacher. And guess what? People will never realize what you had to go through except you. And when you get there, that's the reason why you're going to appreciate that much more. So with that being said, I'm going to have my wife on here, and she's going to share with you exactly how this is going to work. This is really exciting, but it's also an opportunity for you to step up as a leader, because if you don't step up as a leader, guys, because we already shared with you, right, our time is scarce, and it's getting even more scarce. And the only way we're going to be able to take Power Quantum to the next level is if you step up as a leader. Because, you will help the vision into a reality. This is really exciting. I'm extremely grateful, and I'm thanking you in advance because I know that you will step up as a leader.
Awesome. I am so pumped up. I'm excited. Guys, what's about to happen is something pretty revolutionary for Power Quantum because of what's going on, And, I'm just really grateful for what's happening. And so I can't wait to share it with you. I want you to give us feedback, entertain us through the comments as we go through it, okay? Because we have to get on another training. It actually started, and it's with Dave Wood. Dave Wood is actually going to be doing a training tonight. So if you guys want to get on, make sure you let me know, and I'll put you guys through. I think he's going to be talking about Orlando. So, okay, so here's what's happening, okay? A lot of you here have different income goals. You have a $3,000 income goal, $4,000, $5,000. I'm talking about immediate, right? And so what we decided was, what we're going to do is you get $7 an hour right now. And so if anyone wanted an extra strategy session, that's what they would have to pay, okay? However, we decided, if more people want, because a lot of people are coming in, they want more time and they want more learning nuggets, right, as on top of everything that we're already teaching every Wednesday, and on top of the training center that we have, which I'm going to put in the comments, the training center, so you guys can all check it out, because some of you I know do not have it, and because you don't have it, you have no idea it even exists, because at the fingertips. At your fingertips, that it's ridiculous the amount of stuff that we teach that you can literally learn and freaking apply into anything. So I'm going to put that in the comments right now, and you guys can go through it. Sorry, we have a dog here, right? You can easily go through it, check the training, and start learning on your own time on top of the stuff that we're already doing. But then there's people who just still want more training because now teams of theirs are growing and they need the help, right? So what's happening is this. Phase 1.
Are you going to do
No. Phase 1 is this. Okay, write this down as I'm talking. Phase 1 is this. Everything is per month. So if you can get 10 people, right, a month, this is for those of you who are affiliates. Those of you who aren't affiliates, that's okay, right? Just take the information and apply it into your business, and that's fine. But this is right now who I'm talking to is those of you who are affiliates, okay? If you take 10 people a month, right, at the VBS and the inner circle, and you create $1,250 residual income, you will hit phase 1, okay? Phase 1, that means you'll reach a level, okay? We want to call this level something. I'm going to throw out ideas later. You guys can help me, create it. And what you'll win is another strategy session on how to double that and get to the next level, okay? So level 1 is 10 people in one single month, right, in a 30-day period at the VBS and inner circle. That's a $1,250 residual income, $1,250, right? Here is phase 2, level 2. If you can get 10 people in a 30-day period and sell 2 Costa Rica intensives, you will be at $2,250 for that month. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's awesome. So that's the 10 plus the 10, right? Now let's say you do level 3. Level 3 is 10 people in the 30-day period at the Viral Blogging System in Inner Circle, and 4 Costa Ricas, $3,250 you'll make in that week. Okay. Phase 4, right? Phase 4. Okay. Actually, before I go to phase 4, level 1, 2, and 3, you win an extra strategy session. Okay. So if you hit level 1, it's possible to skip it. You may go to level 2, right? If you hit level 1 or level 2 or level 3, you will win a certain, something, right? You'll win a strategy session, but you'll be a rank. Okay. So we're gonna have this all in that training center website that I just gave you. Now level 4, 5, and 6 is you'll get an extra gift. Okay, so here's level 4. If you get 10 people in a 30-day period at Viral Blogging System and Inner Circle, you sell 4 Costa Rica intensives, and you sell 2 15K formulas, you will make $5,250. And what you'll win is not only a strategy session, but you'll win us getting on a new member coaching for whoever you bring into your organization so we can help you develop and grow your team.
Develop a team culture, develop team morale, all that good stuff, man.
So that's freaking exciting because that's going to help you sustain your growth and continue growing your business, right? Level 5 is 10 people at the VBS and Inner Circle. That's always going to be the main requirement. 4 Costa Ricas.
What I want you to illustrate is that they need to be bringing in, they have to be bringing in daily members, right? But this has to be active.
Right. So it has to be active. It can't be just people who come in and then get inactive, right? So 10 people at the VBS and the Inner Circle actively, 4 Costa Ricas and 4 15K. That will make you at $7,250, and that you'll win a strategy session and another new members coaching that we will get on for one of your new members, okay? Now, I know you're going, wait, this is too fast. Don't worry, I'm going to write it all down, and it's going to go into the website. So what you want to do is when you see this, you go, I want to fight for level 4 so I can win blah, blah, blah. Not only will you win blah, 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 but you'll hit an income level you've never reached before, right? So level 6 is 10 people, again, at the VBS and the Inner Circle, 4 Costa Ricas, 4 15Ks, and 1 Masters will put you at $10,250, okay? If you do that, you'll win a strategy session and a new members coaching and obviously $10,000, right? And then obviously the level rank that you want to be, right? Now, level 7, okay? Level 7 and level 8 is a better reward, okay? You're going to get an even better reward, okay? So if you do 10 people at the VBS, right, and Inner Circle, you sell 4 Costa Ricas, 4 15Ks, and 2 Masters. That will put you at $13,250, not only will you win a strategy session, but you're going to get a 3-day intensive wherever the event will be held, wherever the Empower event will be held, like let's say Orlando, you will stay an extra 3 days with us at the Orlando event, and we will do an intensive. You get to see exactly how we run our business, how we run our days, and show you how to do it so you yourself can start doing the exact same thing into your business and take it from here to here. Okay, 3-day intensive. And obviously we'll go to Disney World and things like that. All right. Level 8 is 10 people again at the Viral Blogging System, the Inner Circle, 4 Costa Ricas, 4 15Ks, and 4 Masters. That will put you at $17,250. And again, you will win a 3-day intensive and probably extra stuff too. So guys, this is freaking awesome. So there's 8 levels so far that we've created that you can literally focus on, fight for,
and crush it.
And you just make that your focus for the next 30 days. And what we will do is not only help you get there, but once you get it, we're gonna quantify. We're gonna help you quantify that. So this is awesome. So here's some ideas that I created for different levels. So I want your help. It's got to obviously fit Power Quantum, and the reason why I'm asking for your help is because you guys are the pioneers of this new system, okay? That we're gonna create for everyone in Power Quantum, okay? So I wrote it down. Let me pull it up really quick, okay? And I know that a lot of people have been raving about this whole ninja thing that we've been doing, right? So I was thinking that level 1 can be you've reached training ninja, right? You're just a training ninja. Level 2 can be all-star or power ninja, right? I have level 8. Level 8 should be power quantum ninja. It's like the full force ninja. And level 7 can be speedy. I'm not really sure. So we haven't really figured it out just yet, the different names we want to call them. So we want your help. Give us ideas. You can email it to us. You can actually just put them in the comments right now.
Or you can email powerquantumllc@gmail.com and just share some ideas with us, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys are the pioneers, and you know it's gonna be cool how we're gonna build this, right? Because now that we're setting up these brackets, right? What's gonna happen is that you're gonna see something, right? That's gonna be mapped out, right? Specifically with the number that you need to produce in your business, right? And it's going to allow you to crush it, right? Instead of having all these numbers all over your head, you have a bracket, right? Not only there, but it's incentivized, right? There's an incentive in a way where it allows you to work for something that's going to help you not only hit that income goal, but it's also going to prepare you, right? In preparation to hit the next bracket, right? So it's really powerful stuff.
Absolutely. So we're going to try to figure that out. We're going to create it in a way where it's going to be exciting. You win things. There's going to be different team levels, obviously team rankings. So when we go to these events, like in Orlando,
it's also going to be.
We'll have a separate team thing. So if you are a level 4, we're going to have something for level 4s up and up.
Yeah, absolutely. What we plan on doing, right? And this is the reason why we need to step up, right? Because when I was in the martial arts, right, I started off as an instructor. I moved up to Kohai, right? And Kohai was like, what would you say that stands for? What is that?
Junior instructor.
Junior instructor, right? So I have my own responsibilities, right? And I had to take care of those responsibilities. Then I moved up to the senpai.
Well, so Kohai is instructor in training. Senpai is junior instructor, and then sensei is senior instructor.
And I moved up those ranks, right? And what's going to happen here, guys, is that not only are you going to step up as a leader, right? But this is where it gets really cool, and it's going to be in preparation, right, for you to eventually run your own organization, right? But pay attention here, right? So what's going to happen here is that what we want to do in the near future is that with the people who start producing, the people who will really step it up. I'm talking about the people who are really willing to make a commitment and a decision that they're going to do this no matter what. That's it, period. I'm talking about the people who have a strong desire, a strong why to do whatever it takes, and they're not going to stop until they actually make it. I'm talking to the one person right now who's actually watching this. They're pacing back and forth, the heart is pumping, they're listening in, they're moving in forward, and they're saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm about to crush this, right? I'm talking to that person, right? And what I'm sharing with you right now is what I want to let you know is that we want you to step up. Whether it's you, whether it's a girl, or woman or guy, right? We want you to step up. There's going to be leaders inside of these brackets, right?
Yes.
And as a leader, you're gonna be on here hosting hangouts for the team, right?
Yes.
You're gonna be on the panel, and what that's gonna do for you. I'm sorry, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I mean, not only for the team, but for the people you're bringing into your organization.
Oh, can you cover that?
Yeah,
wow, that's so important.
Because as you're bringing people into the organization, you're plugging them into the Power Quantum trainings, but now that you're actually in a certain bracket, you're in a certain level, and they see your face, they can go, man, I partnered up with one of the leaders in Power Quantum. Oh my goodness, that's my leader. My leader is teaching on the panel, right? If you go to the training site, right, I don't know if you've clicked on it yet and kind of like browsed as you're listening to my voice. And if you're clicking on it and you're listening to my voice, you're going to see that all these trainings have whose faces on it? Us, right? Well, eventually we want to have trainings where Wendy can teach about leading with you, or telling a story, or leading with your why, or Trey can talk about how to be creative with his marketing, how he incorporates creativity in his marketing, right? Or we can have Jamal come up in here and talk about how you know, some training for Empower. I don't even know.
He's a red.
He's a red. Okay, so he can talk about how you can stay consistent with what you want, right? You know, and Tony and Nico and Sean, right? We can talk about all you guys can all easily just get on the panel and teach something, and all of your team can not only see you, but all of Power Quantum can see you. And yes, Trey, all of your team can come to these web calls because you're starting out and you don't have that yet. But Power Quantum is already established, and you can be an upcoming leader in Power Quantum. So as your team is growing, man, you are one of the faces and pioneers of Power Quantum before it explodes to the masses and becomes a 1,000-people organization. Right now, it's only in the hundreds. It's only in the hundreds.
It doesn't happen when everybody's on, right? This is right why this is a special moment, right? Because it happens now. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. So what my wife is saying is that you're going to be able to benefit because you are going to gain influence, right? Because as you become a leader of each bracket, right, what's going to happen is that you're going to gain influence. And when people get to see, the people you're bringing in, right, get to see your face on that panel, on this panel, what my wife said is going to happen. And because you have that influence, right, they're going to listen to what you have to say. They're going to submit to you, and they're going to follow you to the end of the day. They're not going to follow us. They're going to be part of Power Quantum. They believe the vision. But guess who they're going to follow?
You.
They're going to follow you, man. They're going to follow you. And it's going to be your opportunity to build your followers.
Guys.
Oh, man.
Because Power Quantum's vision.
This is so much bigger. Yeah, this is getting bigger and bigger,
Power Quantum's vision is big enough for your vision to fit.
Absolutely.
For your vision to fit. So you can fit the people that you're going to bring and still lead with the vision that you have. You can still do that, right? Wendy, since you're back, this is being recorded, and so you can always just check out the recording and get whatever you missed during your phone buffering, right? But guys, this is pumped up. If you're excited about that, Jamal, I want to hear you. Wendy, I want to hear you. Trey, I want to hear you. If you're excited about these new levels that we're going to be implementing, put it in the comments and let us know, because we're freaking pumped up. We're excited, and we can't wait to start seeing you guys getting the results that you're looking for in business. Start making the money, start living the lifestyle, start helping people and transforming other lives, because this is what it's about, guys. This is what it's about. I'm pumped up. Are you?
I'm super pumped up, guys. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
No, that's it, guys. Okay. There's a
just get that thing, that link ready and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here's what I want to let you know, right? Some of you guys are like, wow, man, this is really pumped up. I'm really excited now. Like, going back to what I was saying, right, guys, in the martial arts, when my wife was a sensei and I was a kohai, right, which is an instructor in training. Actually, I wasn't even a kohai. I was an instructor, right? In order for me to actually have more time, right, because here's what I want to let you know. The closer you are to us, right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get exposed to different kinds of thinking at different levels, right? Mm. And some of you guys are saying, man, this is great, right? This is awesome. But how can I get to work with you guys on an even closer level, right? And here's what I want to let you know. As you already know, our time is becoming more scarce, right? Which means that, you know, pretty soon it's going to get to the point where there's obviously going to be a leader who's going to step up, and eventually they're probably going to be running the inner circle trainings, right? But as of now, we are going to be running the inner circle trainings, right?
Awesome.
Okay, cool. So Jamal's excited. Awesome, cool stuff, man. And what's going to happen is that you know, we're just going to continue to keep moving up, right? As leaders continue to keep moving up, right? And some of you guys are saying, well, you know what? How do I get into that Power Quantum Council, right? How can I get all their time, right? How can I just go straight into that? And I want to let you know something, right? Right? That's how you get into the council. How you get into the council, guys, right, is you get all in. Because when you get all in, here's the analogy I want to paint.
This is the link, correct?
Yeah, that's the link, right? Here's the analogy I want to paint, right? I want you to picture that you're on a bus and you're driving this bus, all right? As you're driving the bus, you realize that you're only driving it on one wheel. It's a one wheel, and the bus is kind of tilted, right? And it's kind of skidding on the street, and sparks are going everywhere, right? You're about to get pulled over by the cops anytime right now, right? People are like, wow, what's wrong? You know, you're on wheels. And here's what happens, right? You're just driving like that, right? And the reason why you're driving that way is because you have not yet decided to get all in and get all of the skill sets needed, right? Because the skill sets that you need, right, would give you the four wheels. And the reason why it's a bus and it's not a Ferrari is because of this. Because as you have the four wheels on that bus now, you start driving, and all of a sudden, you start seeing people everywhere, right? And these people want to get on your bus, and those people are your team members. Those people are the ones that are going to say yes to you, because now you look attractive. Now it seems like you know where you're going. Now you have space, because nobody's going to get in a car when you don't know where you're going. Nobody's going to get in a car when your skill sets are not up to par. Nobody's going to get into the bus with you if you're not all in, all right? So I just wanted to let you know that, right? And as our time is going to continue to keep getting scarce, right, that is one way to go straight into the council. Inside of Power Quantum Council is really where the real team is at. It's where you get to mastermind with the leaders. It's where you get to have our time on a whole nother level. It's basically where we are with you, right? It's not like we're not with you now, but I told you, different levels of thinking.
Absolutely.
Different levels of thinking. So guys, we're going to wrap up in a second, right? So just stay on here for a second, because what I'm going to say right now is super important. So stay on here, okay? I was actually, there's this guy, right? There's this guy, and he was actually, this was happening at a seminar, like an event, an educational event, right? And this guy happens to be he's like a multimillionaire, right? He's teaching people how to become millionaires, right? And as he finishes that seminar, he's about to promote the next one, which is a bigger and more intense one, right? Kind of like you guys are on here. You guys are at the inner circle, right? And this is the stuff we talk about. At the Costa Rica, at the 15K, it's different levels of thinking, different ways we go about things, right? It's just the way it is, different thinkings, right? And anyways, he's about to promote the next event, right? And as he's going to promote the next event, there's this guy in the back who raises their hand. And he's like, excuse me, one second. So then the guy kind of picks on him, you know, the guy running the whole show. And he's like, yes, you in the back. What's up? He's like, I just wanted to say something, you know. I know that you're promoting the next event. The next event's going to be on the West Coast. I'm sorry, I live on the East Coast, right? But I do want to let you know that my friends and family have been to your event, and yes, it has changed their life, and yes, they are on the road to success, and yes, they are going to be financially free, and yes, it's an amazing program, and I just wanted to let you know that. But unfortunately, because it's on the West Coast, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm so sorry. And you know, the guy is kind of looking at him, the guy who's a millionaire, and he's like looking at him, and he's like just nodding his head. He's like, okay. And he's like, all right, thank you for your testimonial, really appreciate you. May I have your permission to give you some advice? And the guy's like, yeah, sure. He's like excited because he wants to hear the advice, right? Because usually when people think that you're going to give them advice, they think you're going to give them a compliment. And when you actually tell them the truth, they get all weird. But anyways, he kind of looks at him and he says, okay, I have 3 words for you. And the guy's like excited. He's like, what are those 3 words? What are those 3 words? What are they? And he says, you're freaking broke. You're freaking broke. And the guy's like, in front of the whole room, by the way. How embarrassing is that, right? And he says, and then he makes him an example, right, for everybody to learn from this guy, right? And he looks at everybody and he says, this is what you don't want to do. Because guess what? If there's something that you want and you need for your future, if there's something that's going to help you financially, if there's going to be something that's going to blow up your team, blow up your income, if there's something that's going to increase your belief at a level that's just out of this world, and because your belief level increases, your vision gets bigger, and because your vision gets bigger, it stops becoming about you, and because it stops becoming about you, you start attracting people who are actually leaders in your business, right? You start attracting people who are actually going to do stuff, right? And guess what? He looks at everybody and he says, if this is what you're going to do, and you're going to let 3 hours, 17 hours, or a little problem like this get in the way from what you want and from you need, from what you want and from what you desperately need, you're not going to make it. You're just not going to make it. Because you're going to let that problem be bigger than you. And if that problem is bigger than you, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it, right? Because winners never quit and quitters never quit.
Win.
I choose to be a winner, right?
Quitters never win.
Quitters never win and winners never quit. I choose to be a winner, right? And that's the student creed that we did in martial arts. But I don't want to get deviated, right? But guess what? It's the truth, right? It's the truth. And right now, you have the opportunity, right? I just press this button right here.
Yep.
Okay. Right now, on the right-hand side, we just popped up an opportunity to get into Orlando because the tickets are on sale right now. Okay. It says, I'm going to Orlando. The message above the button says, I'm ready to invest into my education, blah, blah, blah. And it says, download now, right? And what it's going to do, that link is going to take you to the Empower Network back office, where you're going to have the opportunity to buy your ticket to Orlando, right? Because it doesn't matter where you're staying right now. It doesn't matter any of that. What matters is that you make a decision. And if you're gonna let time difference, if you're gonna let some time get in the way, what else are you gonna let get in the way? If you're gonna let money being an issue or not knowing where you're gonna stay, what else are you gonna let in the way, right? What else are you gonna let in that's gonna knock you down? Because guess what, guys? Events change lives. And if you're serious about this, and if you're serious about being a leader in Power Quantum, then you need to get to that event. You need to get to the event. So go ahead and click that button and purchase that event right now. And here's the reason why you should do it. You see, when we got started, we went to our first event immediately. Mm-hmm. We've never missed an event ever since. And here's what's happened. Here's what's happened. And this is to excite you, okay? When we got to our first event, right after we left that first event, we made our first $500 ever on the internet ever, okay? Not to mention, we started to talk to some leaders, right? We started to get kind of known, right?
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. It was in D.C., and then we found out that there was another event the next weekend. And mind you, we didn't have any income, right? We left our income, and we just started to open up the business. And we were like, yo, we need to go to every single event if we want to speed up the learning curve, if we want to just gain all the information from everyone. And if it's true that your income grows every time you go to an event, I told Babe, let's go to every single event. So we sold our kitchen table, our pots.
Now, we're not telling you to do this, right?
No, we're not telling you to do this, but this is what we went through, okay? I'm literally sharing you our story. And we sold everything to get to, literally in 1 week's time, to Orlando, Florida. So we drove back from D.C., sold stuff, and then we drove down to Orlando. And when we got there, we learned so much more. We came back, we had our first $1,000 day. And, that's when I was like, oh, my God, if we can just continue to go to every single event, how can we fail? How can we fail, right? We went to Miami. We finally had a team. We had a little team. We went to Miami. And then from Miami, we went to Seattle. And in Seattle was our biggest breakthrough, in Seattle is when, right from there, we shot up to like level, 7 on the leaderboards. We were well known. We set our intention in front of everyone, right? Our income increased even more. And then we went to New Orleans. And in New Orleans, we were already like in the top 5 of the company. And we were freaking excited, obviously. People knew us. We were there, and it was just awesome. Our income grew again, and then we went to Charlotte, which was just recently. And in Charlotte, we had our first all-in member. Actually, that was in New Orleans. Our first all-in member come in. So that was a $3,000 sale, right? And then in Charlotte, we had that member there. That was Nico. Shout out to you, Nico. And that was when things just started growing. And we can't wait to go to Orlando, man, because we know that between Charlotte and Orlando, our income is going to increase like this.
Absolutely.
And then from Orlando to the next event, our income is going to increase like this. Yes, you can't even see my hands because that's how much they'll increase.
Absolutely. So guys, you know, events change lives. So go ahead and click on that
That's
button.
right,
now.
Trey. Trey,
right.
Trey, you know what's so funny that you're saying that? A whole year ago was our first Orlando event, and we went there not knowing where we were going to stay, and so we were prepared to stay in our car, but somehow God made a way, and a lady gave us a suite to stay in, and you know, I can't even tell you how blessed and grateful we were at that point, and we are still this day, and we're still very good friends with her, and I'm telling you, when you do things because of your why, the how you will get there, the how you'll stay somewhere, the how will reveal itself.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and go, man.
Go ahead and click on that button right now, guys, and here's the reason why you should do it, right? Go ahead and purchase your tickets, right, because you already heard whatever, all the stuff that you're going to be learning. You're going to be associating yourself with people who know more stuff than you do, right? And there's a powerful thing that happens when you can link your mind with other marketers out there that they have a different way of marketing, a different way of thinking. They go about different things, right? And because you get that one or maybe multiple aha moments, right, you can develop and concise a plan that allows you to go to the next level. And that's what happened to us in Seattle. In Seattle, we constructed a plan, right, that is responsible for having us, we're 5 people, I think less, I think it's like 3 or 4 people away from hitting 100 personal members that we've personally sponsored, right? Now, is that a big thing, guys? It's a big thing because Seattle was not that long ago, right?
Seattle was in April.
Seattle was in April, so that was about a little bit over 120 days, right? So why are we telling you this, and why should you just go ahead and click on that button and register? Because it can change your business, right? It can change your business, it can change your income, and it will change your life. It will impact all of the areas in your life, and a ripple effect will take place, which will allow you the freedom that you want, right? Now, the last thing that I want to let you guys know is, right, if you're serious about it, you just click on that button and you get in, right? Make a commitment,
and
right?
let us know when you activated it, guys.
Yeah, message us, right? Make a commitment right now, right? And like my wife said, the how will appear itself, right? But you have to have a strong enough why, right? You just have to have a strong enough why. And if you're gonna let money be the issue, it's gonna get in the way. Guess what? It's always gonna get in the way.
It's always gonna be an issue.
Right? Because
you'll always feel like money's an issue.
Right.
You'll always be broke, in other words.
Yeah, because this is what I learned from one of my mentors. He said the moment that you empty out your wallet to feed your mind, there will come a point, best believe, that your mind will eventually start feeding your wallet, right? Some of you guys didn't get it, right? Some of you guys caught it, right? Some of you guys need to rewind this again. I'm not going to say it again because you just need to click on that button, right? Trust me, right? Things will be good for you and everything will change for you. You need to get to the event, right? I'm not even gonna push it that much, right? Because if you're not willing to go to the event, guys, we're just not willing to work with you, really. I mean, we're just not willing to work with you because events are a requirement. Events are part of your 8 core commitments, and when you get there, it's going to be a different experience, right? That you've ever been, right? When you get to that event, you're going to realize, you're going to give us a big ass hug, right?
I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah, your life can change in a moment. An event can actually do that for you, right? So go ahead and click on that button below, guys, and let us know when you're in. And remember, right, by you choosing not to go to the event, you're basically choosing to prolong your success. Basically saying no to signing up 2 signups a day and 30 leads a day in your business. You're basically saying no to your income goal. You're basically saying no to the lifestyle that you truly want, which is maybe sinking your feet into the hot sand of Bora Bora and just seeing the sunset come up. Or maybe it's just being able to give back to your family in a way that you've never done before. You're basically saying no to those things, right? Just understand that. Understand what you're saying no to. You're saying no and you're creating a blockage to be able to succeed the way that you've always wanted to in business, right? Guys, together, let's lock arms and let's make a difference. Together, let's bring the vision forth. Together, you guys are the pioneers, right? You guys have the ability to do something that people 5 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now would have loved to have the opportunity, right? But this is the problem. A lot of people don't see the opportunity because they're just they're not seeing it, right? But if you are seeing this opportunity to be able to do something as big as this on a massive scale in a way where you can enter and forever change your life, then you're going to go ahead and click on that button. Go ahead and click on that button and get started, right?
That's
Purchase
right.
your ticket right now, and the moment you do, message us, guys. Because if you don't, here's what's going to happen.